Good afternoon. Welcome to Coffee for Conniff. Welcome to the Royal Studio in the College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Scranton. My name is Brian Conniff. I'm Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and today's featured blend is from the Electric City Roasting Company in the Greenridge neighborhood of Scranton, just a few blocks from our beautiful campus. Today's blend is their Costa Rican Don Mayo, sweet raw honey, lemon-like acidity, a full body with a lingering chocolate finish. Very fine coffee. Coffee with Conniff is our chance to relax, to enjoy some coffee, and to have some conversation about the best work being done in our college by our faculty and our students. My guests here today are all from our Department of Sociology, Criminal Justice, and Criminology. I have with us Dr. Michael Jenkins, Dr. Ismail Onat, Madeline Grant, a sophomore criminal justice major, Liz Scott, a senior criminal justice major, and Emily Bluhm, a junior criminal justice major. So what I thought we might talk about first is an initiative here in the College of Arts and Sciences we're very excited about, which is our new Center for the Analysis and Prevention of Crime. So Dr. Jenkins and Onat, if you could tell us a little bit about that to get started.
We had two general goals in mind. The first was to offer a hands-on learning experience for students in criminal justice to get them engaged in the local community and to start to see how their courses apply to the eventual practices that they might be involved in. The second goal was to try to use data to inform criminal justice practice, and so to be part of these conversations about criminal justice reform that the country is having. And so the center then brings together interested and motivated students, faculty like Dr. Onat, and community partners to look at data, to ask questions of those data, and then to give some level of perspective and analysis to the problems that are facing the criminal justice community.
Dr. Onat is our chief analyst.
Yes, Dr. Jenkins and I, we called this from the very first moment as a teaching hospital model. And again, the reason why we give this name of prevention, Center for Prevention, is coming from the field of medicine to prevent the diseases. Even when people get contracted, they need to analyze what's going on in the body. And we take, the criminal justice system is working on a jurisdiction basis. And every jurisdiction is a living entity, and we try to teach this to our students before they get to the market and find a job and start working as criminal justice professionals. We wanted them to work with the criminal justice agencies to practice their what they learned from the courses and the skills that they have had throughout their higher education. It's been almost a year that we started to work with the students, and we have had a couple of good projects with the University of Scranton Police Department, Scranton Police Department, and with some other local criminal justice agencies. And we're happy to work with the students, and they're really doing a good job.
Yeah, well, I'm a very big fan of the center because there's so many ways it supports the mission of the College of Mission University. But maybe the first way it does that we should talk about is the opportunities it provides for our students. Now, our three students here have just returned from Washington, D.C. How did that go?
It went extremely well, way better than I, kind of thought at
I guess
first.
maybe we should tell our audience what you were doing in
Right.
Washington, D.C. first, but then you can talk about how it went. Yeah.
So the three of us conducted a tactical analysis with the Scranton Police Department with the help of Dr. Jenkins and Dr. Onat. Our whole idea was to perform some type of crime analysis for the community and work on a recurring problem in the community. We met with Chief Graziano and asked if we could work with them, and they took a chance on us just as students, and they allowed us to start a project with them.
Yeah, it was 9 months of analysis that we performed, looking specifically at non-residential burglaries. And then at the end, when we were done with our project, we presented our findings to them. They were very receptive to the work we had done. We was looking forward to more work from us, so we did some more months for them, and then we made a public pattern bulletin to release to the community to help with commercial businesses protect themselves from non-residential burglaries and to help the police department in their investigation of these crimes.
Not to repeat anything, but it was absolutely amazing, and I'm just excited to see what we do next.
You can repeat amazing, that's fine.
Yeah, such a learning process, especially, you know, I didn't know them at all, these two girls, when I first started working with them, and, you know, it's just teamwork and working with a real agency. It's been great. I couldn't want anything more.
And I guess we should say your audience in Washington was congressmen and women, some of their staffs, and this is the real thing, right? This is
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It felt like a dream to have that opportunity and then be able to have that real experience.
You know, we had a great attendance. I think that it was a packed room, as you mentioned, with representatives from across the country, mostly representing the congressional offices, but also other organizations that be interested in either collaborating with universities or who are interested in issues of criminal justice or higher education. And so the students demonstrated the success of the collaboration between the Scranton Police Department and the university, and shared a little bit about one model of engaging with local community groups. And so we got a lot of questions afterwards about how to do that and how to work between, you know, the town to gown relationships that we're always mindful of, especially I think at a Jesuit and Catholic institution. The students themselves, in presenting to the Scranton Police Department a few months ago when they did their initial phase of the analysis and presented to the burglary task force, the detectives, who, you know, are not easily going to offer up words of praise, used words like astounded with the findings of the students, that they call the students superheroes for their ability to come up with some of the information they came up with the limited amount of information they were given by the police department. For someone who's just sitting back and watching this and who had almost nothing to do with their work in that project, I myself was really blown away and impressed at the level of performance of our student. Other projects that we've worked on include an evaluation of a crisis intervention team training. Crisis intervention team training is for police officers and other first responders, and it's a week-long training that helps them better engage people who are in mental crisis, so people who suffer from mental illness and who are coming into contact with police because of that illness. And so we had two other students who are working on that project to evaluate that 40-hour training, and in their evaluation they found that on all of our measures the participants in this training moved in the desired direction. So it moved in the desired direction of change, in changing their behaviors and attitudes as it relates to people with mental illness. And as you might know, when it comes to the criminal justice system, policing, or even our prisons, mental illness is a major issue. And so to be able to offer that little bit of insight to this training group, that gives them some further motivation to continue their good work. But also we did offer some suggestions based on our evaluation of how they might want to restructure the training and different areas that they might want to refocus on. And so again, to see students engage in that process in important issues in the community and being able to give back and put their skills to work in the service of a very specific criminal justice issue was really great for me to experience and be a part of.
Now, I should say, too, I think the whole project of training first responders, police officers, and others, how to manage situations that might involve a person in a kind of mental health crisis and to de-escalate it, to somehow manage that to a desirable way. That in itself is a huge kind of accomplishment, I think. But what struck me the most was just how many people in our jails and prisons are suffering from mental illnesses, and maybe in large part there because of their mental illness. I mean, the statistics are staggering, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, certainly nationally, and even some of the numbers that we've seen locally, a large proportion of individuals who are in jails and prisons are suffering from a mental illness.
Right.
We know that about 80% of them who are suffering from this mental illness are not getting the help that they need in the criminal justice system.
Because one of the things I really like to talk about in these conversations is, well, what is the difference of being at a Jesuit university, and in what way is our mission special? And one of the themes we come back to very often is how we serve our communities, and particularly how we serve those who are most vulnerable in our communities. And to think about this issue, the presentation the other day inspired me to read. So I was reading this book, Insane America's Criminal Treatment of Mental Illness by Elisa Roth, and learned that the three largest providers of mental health services in the country are the jails in Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York. So the implications of that I guess perhaps most obviously for what kinds of treatment people can get and what kinds they can't get, but it's a justice issue, right, too. I mean, if so many people are in jails and prisons in large part because of their mental illness, that's the kind of thing a university like ours should be taking on as a subject, as a kind of real world problem we ought to address. So for our students, Madeline, Emily, Liz, tell me a little bit about your sense of this. So as criminal justice students at the University of Scranton, okay, you go to Washington, that's a special event. You really don't do that every day, but there you are. Give us a little window into your world as a criminal justice student at the University of Scranton, and what makes that special for you?
I mean, I feel like we all have similar experiences, but where you begin here as a criminal justice student when we're, a freshman or a sophomore, whether you transfer in, but we're not really sure what to expect, and we even spoke about that in DC. I spoke for myself, I wasn't sure what to expect from the criminal justice department, but eventually then there was opportunities that were offered that most schools don't offer. And I know that even because I even looked at other schools and I compared other schools, and there's opportunities here, whether because we're a Jesuit education or because of the professors we have here, they offer certain opportunities that I don't think anyone would want to miss out on.
I found that I was really thankful for the criminal justice department we have at this university, because I didn't expect the professors to be so receptive to my questions or my concerns as they were. I felt like I was able to meet with every single one of my professors in this department, asking for guidance about like where I wanted my career path to go, because coming into university I didn't really have any direction. But it was really nice for everyone in the department to just take me under their wing and try to guide me to become a somewhat successful student.
Somewhat.
I never expected that. Before I came here, I don't know, I just kind of expected to go through the motions and get my degree, and it's way more than that.
All going through the motions in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Yeah.
Right. And you're just a sophomore, just imagine.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next 2 years.
Well, before we go, thank you all very much. I just want to say thank you to people. First of all, thank you for our guests, Dr. Jenkins, Onat, Madeline, Liz, and Emily. And thank you to our production staff here at the Royal Studio, who always do such a great job with this. And thank you to Electric City Roasting for today's feature coffee. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.